Hey there, everybody. This big old package just arrived. Let's get it open, see what's in there. There it is. It's the ColdSteel Recon Tanto. It is in SK5 steel. It weighs 8.7 ounces. The blade length is 7 inches. The overall length is 11 3/4 inches. The blade thickness is 5 millimeters. Handle is 4 3/4 inches long, and it is that rubberized Crayex on the handle. And there's supposed to be a black traction coating on the blade also to prevent rust and corrosion. Here is your ColdSteel warranty. Let's get this open. Okay, there it is. Right on top is the ColdSteel sheath. Still sealed, and the knife is underneath. Guess we'll take a look at the sheath real quick. Okay, here is the sheath out of the plastic. It is stamped ColdSteel, Securex, and I think this is a type of plastic. I don't think it's actually Kydex, but I could be wrong about that. It's MOLLE compatible. It has lots of eyelets on it there also. Just different ways to strap it to a pack or strap it to your tactical vest or whatever. It does have a little weep hole there to let water out. You can see that, very small right on the tip. It is in the Tanto shape, as you can see. It's very cold. This just arrived from the Postal Service. And earlier I got a package from FedEx, and I gotta hand it to them. Out in this cold, it is -1 today, and it is cold. The wind is blasting. I don't know how they're out there delivering packages and mail in it. It's today's Friday, the 23rd of 2022, December. But anyhow, this has Velcro and a snap. That way you can put it on or take it off without removing your belt. But this Velcro is so tough, it might be easier to just take your belt off. But you can see it's a big old belt loop there. I'm losing light, so I'm trying to hurry. But yeah, that's what it looks like down in the sheath. Then you have your upper retention strap here. But let's get to the knife. That's what we're all here for. Now, there's 1 or 2 reviews of this knife on YouTube already. Actually, there's about 1 or 2 million, but I figured I wanted one, and I wanted to review it, see what I thought of it. All right, there it is. There is the Crayex handle, that rubberized handle. It's got kind of a Coke belly swell in it. You can see that. Here, let me get my hand out of the way. Yeah, nice belly swell there. It's got these ridges on the top and the bottom. And then like this little bead texture on the sides. A brass lanyard eyelet there. And then it has a rubberized finger guard there. Which is actually, it's very cold because it's been out in the cold. But let's get this blade out. Okay, it looks like it's a bit greasy. They do that to protect the edge because this is SK5 carbon steel. Now, let me see here. This one, this is the older style, I believe, because it's a hollow grind blade. I don't know if it's showing up on the screen there very well, but this is a hollow grind. I guess the newer models are flat grind, and it gives it a little more steel behind the edge of the blade there, so it can take a little more abuse. This one perhaps is a better slicer, but the newer ones are meant more for like heavy use or heavy abuse. I got this off of Amazon, so of course it's new old stock. I was actually hoping for the flat grind, but whatever. Won't focus. ColdSteel SK5 is what it's saying there. In a nice Tanto shape. I think that might strike a ferro rod. You might have to scrape some of that traction coating off, but I think it could do it. It looks nice and straight. And it is thick all the way up to the tip. Yeah, looks good. It's actually a lot lighter weight in my hand than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting this to be real beefy and heavy with the 7-inch blade and the kind of thick rubber handle, but it actually feels like really quick and light. Yeah, I think this is definitely a fighting knife. It's not meant really for bushcraft or anything, but it can serve some of those tasks. I've seen a couple SRKs that have been broken, and I think the tang on this is identical, so it's a full tang, but it's a little narrower and it goes the whole way down, clear past the pin. So, and it's the same thickness, so it should be able to take decent abuse. Well, decent use, I wouldn't abuse it, but like anything can break. It does have the reinforced tip though. You can see that the way they kept it thick right up there to the tip to give that tip a lot of extra strength. So yeah, not bad. I actually kind of like that it's lighter weight. It feels, with this really grippy rubber handle, you can let go and it just grabs your skin. So then if you do anything quick, any quick moves, it doesn't feel like you're going to drop it. Like it's kind of clingy, you know. That's kind of good. Let's put it in the sheath. Okay, it's not all the way in yet. Okay, I got it in the sheath. There is an audible click when you push it the whole way in. It actually kind of fought me at first, like it didn't want to go in there, but I gave it a good hard shove, and it actually did click and go in place. Part of that might be how cold the plastic is, because, like I said, this was delivered on a very cold day. Let me get this retention strap buckled. Okay, there it is, all buckled up and in its sheath. That ain't going nowhere. That is in there, and it's quiet. So that's really good. Yep. And the handle doesn't stick up much higher than the belt loop there. So this isn't going to poke you in the ribs or anything, or in the side when you sit down. At least it shouldn't. So you should be able to wear this fairly comfortably, considering it is a big blade. But undo the retention strap, which you really don't need, because this thing, yeah, it really snapped in there. The only thing is you got to be careful when inserting the blade or taking it out, because this strap wants to fold back and you might cut it, you know, with the blade edge. I'm going to tuck it in back here, hopefully, and then see if we can pop this out with one hand. It's got a little thumb ramp there that you push off of. Yeah, it's fine. It's in there good. But let's get some measurements real quick before the light's gone, and maybe even a paper cutting test. It is 7 full inches on the blade. And it is about 11 3/4 overall. And just the handle is about 4 7/8. Let's see here. The blade is it's over 1 inch. What is that? About 1 1/8 inches? Yep. And it might even be a little wider down here. Let me get this out of the way. That's probably the widest point, which is about 1 1/4 inches at the widest. And of course, it's 5 millimeters thick, just under 1/4 inch. Over 1/8, just under 1/4. Probably about 3/16. Got a thin sheet of like catalog paper here. And all I did was I just wiped the oil off of the blade. So let's see if it arrives sharp. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is very, very sharp. You can get those rounded cuts. Yep. If it cuts catalog paper that easy, it should cut printer paper without too much issue. Wow. That is a good blade. Man, that is very sharp. Be careful with this one. Well, there you have it. I think that's about all there is. It's the ColdSteel Recon Tanto. And mine is the older version with the hollow grind blade. The newer ones are supposed to have a flat grind. And they look pretty much identical other than that. But it does say ColdSteel right there on this side. And then Recon Tanto on this side. But yep. I'm fairly impressed with it so far, considering I just unboxed it and just held it and stuff. But I like the way this catches your finger. It's real grippy because it's rubber. So even though it's not huge, it grabs to prevent your hand from going up on that blade. And you wouldn't want that. This thing is sharp. Very quick in the hand. Cannot complain about that at all. Yeah. Lightweight. I like that curve. It has like that kind of that katana curve that a samurai sword you would see on a samurai sword. And that gives it kind of a more slicing ability. Yeah, reinforced tip. Pretty cool knife. I may ultimately order one of the new ones that have like the blaze orange handle scales. Because now you can get them in dark earth. You can get them in lighter tan, like desert tan. You can get them in like blaze orange. You can get them in like military green, like an olive drab. And then black, of course. And the one that's been catching my eye lately is the orange handled one. So maybe I'll pick that up next. I hope you enjoyed this video.
This is Joe Doomsday signing out.